A word for our listeners. Achtung Cthulhu is set in the 1930s and 40s. We will be using terms and sayings from those times, including some that could be considered offensive. It is not our intention to offend. We merely wish to offer as accurate a view of the time period as possible. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, a Nerd's Domain gaming podcast. Join us each week as our investigators uncover the corruption of the mythos in World War II. Starring George Chimples, Phil Durham, Rob Walker, Jestin Kimmet, Shirley Niedzwiecki, and Scott Troiano, with Matt Quiett running the table as the keeper. Eldritch evils and crazed Nazi cultists await you just beyond this music.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Nerd's Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. I'm Matt and I'm here with Jesse.
Hi.
Rob.
Having a great time.
Phil.
Also having a great time.
George.
My name is Bob Final Fantasy.
Johnny.
Oh, am I in this one?
Maybe. I don't. Dude, I can't help their paranoia. It's really not my fault. And Shirley.
Hello.
Wait. Never mind. I won't get into it. Go ahead.
We had a whole thing about whether or not there was enough paranoia in our game yet.
Right. Okay, so just as a reminder, if you guys are not checking out our other podcasts, you definitely should. You can find those on iTunes by searching for Nerd's Domain. That's the Nerd's Domain podcast. Go fund this. And there are, how many lights, Shirley?
4.
There are 4 lights. You could have yelled.
Lights.
There you go.
I was on that recently.
Were you?
Oh, so was I.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a lost episode, man.
Just add to my
What? Oh, Rob.
Now
Rob.
you get the bleep out of
Or 2.
You used our one already?
He used
said
2
it twice.
So you can't say one next episode either.
We didn't have one last one. That
True.
counts for
He's
the
right.
last one.
Yeah. They're not cumulative.
and we did the whole like
The whole.
the whole like anniversary special without saying any bad words, except I think we shit once.
Well, there was a couple of shits.
A couple of shits, yeah.
There were like 3 shits around the table.
Are we done with that? You only have like 7 more to go and we're out of quota.
Right. Okay, so last time the group arrived in Malta, there was some healing. There was some explanation on what Augustus was doing in Malta, or in Innsbruck. Go ahead, George. Spit it out.
Enna.
Enna. He was in Innsbruck, actually. That's
He was
where you
in
guys found
both
him.
places.
Yes. So there was a lot of explanation. Now,
Hey Jesse, what's the name of your doctor friend?
Erlenmeyer Flask.
Ehrlichman.
Hey!
I will accept it.
I was going to say Lick Earman, but he started with an E, and that reminded me that of his ear first.
Lick Earman is the guy to hang out with the Beaker's World guy.
The rat?
No. What?
No, that's Beekman's World. Whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
What was the rat's name
It starts so light. and
in
just keeps
Beekman's
going
World?
down.
Did we not know this? Was it like Ratty or?
Rat Manuel.
No.
Never watched it.
You never
was-
watched Beaksman's World?
It was like
Oh my
the
gosh.
terrible Bill Nye the Science Guy.
What?
I'm aware of
No,
its
it wasn't.
existence, but didn't watch it.
Whatever.
What
It
was
was
the
like if
rat's
Bill
name
Nye
then,
got
Shirley?
really
I don't
drunk
recall.
and then
Right.
didn't care as
I
much.
could see his face.
And then, like,
That's about
kept
it.
calling the kids various swear words, and then there was like rats crawling all over his face.
There were
Is
not.
this the same
Sure
rat
we're
as
not
from like the
talking Pee-wee's
Muppets?
Playhouse?
No.
No, this was a PBS
That's
show.
not Rizzo.
Rizzo. That is the name I was trying to
Rizzo's
remember.
the Muppet Mouse.
Yes.
He's a rat.
He's a rat.
You're right. He's a rat.
It's actually just Dustin Hoffman in a dress.
I will accept
That
that.
would be amazing. Yes.
From Urban Cowboy. Rizzo.
Really, the rat on Beekman's World is what's slowing us down right now.
You know what? His name
Thank
was
you, Johnny.
Johnny really wants to get his character
Lester.
in play, and I don't blame
Lester
him.
the lab rat was played by
We
Mark
marked
Ritz.
that episode out last.
Played by who?
Mark Ritz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember
Lester
him.
the lab rat. Lester.
Mark Ritz.
Johnny,
Lester.
you got a way ahead of
Faithful-
you.
Ritz.
We still haven't met the
Faithful-
Frenchman, and he was like in the room next door to us.
Faithful. He was on a piece of paper. Faithful listener of the
know.
show, Mark Ritz.
Hey, be
Fan of the
easy.
show.
He passed away in 2009.
So what happens with the
Still
Frenchman?
listen to the show. That's
happens
within
with
our
the Frenchman?
window. 4 years ago was 2009.
What happens with the Frenchman?
He's like
What's happening with the French?
George.
They don't know. When
Are
we're
you
recording.
getting upset because other people are derailing this and you want to play?
Bored.
I know. Doesn't it suck when other people derail
I'm
stuff
gonna
and
start
you just
playing
want to move
Splatoon, and
forward?
You're going to be SOL.
Whoa.
You don't have the guts to play
I can
Splatoon
play
right
his
now.
character too.
Jesse!
I can play his character as well.
Except Jesus.
Yeah, and I am the how you say Arlo Fournier.
Astor.
Kill
Astor.
some people's.
Okay.
I want to go about
Hey.
Arlo instead.
You want to play? Here's the introduction to your character. All right. So, you guys wait another week for Augustus to get better, and during that time, meet with Mr. Funke. What's your character's name again?
Astor.
Fournier.
Fournier. Fournier?
Yes.
Funke. Close enough. Fournier. So you meet with Mr. Fournier.
Am I like up and walking around? Kinda
No,
helpfully?
you're probably in your bed still.
No, if
So does he come to like the room?
Yes.
You are being wheeled around like
You might.
Steven Seagal in a movie.
I have basically made sure that your sheets are super tight and tucked in, so you can't actually get out. So you're just a head coming out of a bunch of sheets
Hey, George.
and getting wheeled around. I'm not kidding.
Carlos.
Well, I use my combat engineering to strap him into this thing.
To build embankments.
Yeah.
All right, so you meet with the Frenchman. Can we meet with the Frenchman now?
I'd
All
like
of
it to
us
occur over
at one
breakfast.
time.
Sure. That sounds great. And yes, all of you at one time.
We've learned how to eat Viennese sausages.
Oh, goodness. Go right ahead.
A little bit of
Hi,
coffee.
I am Augustus.
We have to do all the introductions.
I would like.
I don't want to go through all the introductions. I introduce myself to everyone.
I want to know what.
introduce myself to you in French.
Oh, excellent. I respond in French.
What does he look like?
A Frenchman.
Oh, great!
Yeah, what does he look like?
I don't remember. Let me look.
Make it up.
He's
This is a pretend game.
Use your powers of imagination.
Oh.
Just make me. I don't know. He's in his mid-30s. My size is 13. What does that equate to?
A little bit bigger than normal.
There you go. My appearance is 13 as well. So
A little bit cuter than normal.
Yay. He is like dark-haired. Like a dark brown hair. It's short. It's cropped and clean. Facial hair is stubbled in. It looks a little rough, so not like fully clean shaven. Looks like I had recently, but not like recently, as in the last week or so, or 2 weeks, or not that recent.
Do you
No.
stink of cheese?
Not quite. Not. I don't think of cheese.
Do you
A little bit
have
of wine?
like a striped shirt on?
I don't. I just have like a.
And like white face
Or wearing, like
paint?
a beret?
Yeah. It's a good question.
Are you holding a baguette and then chomping into an onion like it is like an apple?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that what you're doing?
wee wee. No, that's not what I'm doing. I don't know. I look very. Aside from being a little more attractive, I look very normal and average. I'm not like. No, I mean.
It's time for being
Like
pretty.
attractively normal.
Well, I've got you beat on attractiveness. I'm an 18.
Oh well, isn't that special? He doesn't even look at you.
Oh,
She was gonna walk up and
you're
extend
a
her
13,
hand. And be,
And she's an 18? Yeah, you know you got no shot.
Right? He's out of my league.
Well, you're French. That in your mind
Bonjour.
probably raises it 4 or 5 points.
Probably
In your mind.
conceptually.
and in hers. Let's be fair. The French are known to be
Moving along.
they helped create this great nation of ours.
That's something.
We don't give the French enough
Comfortable
credit.
shirt, comfortable pants. It's kind of a button
Striped.
up, but it's not all the way buttoned up. It's not
Striped.
striped. It's gray.
Gray and white stripes.
I'm wearing prison garb
This man should be in jail.
We should trust
with
this
a
guy.
red and white scarf.
All right, good. I'm happy now.
So any
Made it.
questions you might have for this gentleman, now would be the time.
Blake is quiet, but very focused in his observations.
Okay. Anybody else? Nope.
I do.
No, I tried a greeting. I was snubbed.
You were?
Yeah. He told me he doesn't even pay attention to me.
No.
No,
I'm
it's fine.
trying to be
No.
cordial. I mean, I'm obviously trying to be polite as a character.
Mm-hmm.
As a person, I don't do that, but as a character, I will.
Welcome to the team.
All right. Are you guys going on this adventure to Vienna?
We're currently thinking about whether or not we should go to Vienna. What do you think, Mr. Fournier?
How did you get roped in with us anyway?
That's a good question. Well, yeah, they saw the dossier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they would have had at least some backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say they recruited me because I'm good at what I do.
That is being a spy?
It's being a lot of things.
A spy does many things. Are you good at spying?
Sure.
Okay.
I believe the proper answer is wee.
I have broken English.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I got broken English.
What's your English?
15.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I speak better German than you do speak English.
So it is taking me a long time to respond because if we're speaking in English, and you'll probably every once in a while hear me say something in German or in French, depending on how I'm trying to figure out.
Sorry to say that's rather suspicious if you just occasionally slip in a little German into your.
German's actually
German,
and German is spoken a lot of places.
Right. So I'm trying as I'm processing the words, I'll try to figure out how it's going to convert over. If you ever learned multiple languages, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. How many languages do you know? What languages do you know?
5?
No, with the character.
5.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are you at, Matt? German, Little English, Italian, Spanish, and
Spanish?
French. Spanish.
Have you spent any time on the peninsula?
Nope.
Have you spent any time in Austria?
I don't know. You tell me.
Where's that
Take
number at?
notes. Between France and
Yeah, I know.
Austria,
It's mostly, primarily it's
you'd have to go
France.
through Switzerland
Yeah.
to get there,
Yeah. It's a little bit
and
in Switzerland.
Liechtenstein.
Yeah. Is that Austria? I don't know. I don't know my geography. For Pete's sake. I know a lot of things, and that's not one of them.
Weren't you in the military? Don't they teach you geography there?
No. You go places, you don't know where you're at. You're just there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how we work.
All right. So, you could have gone to Austria, but
Probably, but not
no.
like... I mean, I primarily lived in France. I spent some time in England.
Rhineland.
In the Rhineland, yeah. And that was the most recent location I've been in.
Okay. All right.
Anything else?
Do you think we should go to Austria to... How much do you know of the what we do here?
Not a whole lot. I was employed by the military or by MI6, right? That's who we're under. I don't remember now.
You're under Section D.
Section D.
Yeah.
And what did they tell you that Section D does?
It delivers.
What?
They said it's the oddball weird missions. That's what I know.
What do you know? Do you know what makes them oddball and weird?
Nope.
That's good.
Have you been on a mission before?
Not with MI6. Not with Section D. But
Do you know of a Dr. Ehrlichman?
No.
no.
Do you know about the lost city of Atlantis?
No.
Then why did we get him? Welcome aboard.
Lost City of Atlantis.
Probably the people who are good at what he is good at don't deal with what we deal with. That's good. He's a professional.
Yeah.
I'm actually actively massaging my temples here.
Have you
like, looking
seen
at
the
Blake.
weird weaponry?
You were told that the Germans have been found in possession of advanced weaponry, and that this group had some hand in bringing some artifacts of that back. But that's literally as much as you know.
The only weird weaponry I would have seen would have been on the Rhineland. And it was pretty advanced, but
Large artillery pieces, fast airplanes, that sort of thing.
Not in that area. It was nice machine guns and really nice sniper rifles, things like that.
Yes.
Question about our game a long, long time ago.
Sure.
There was a guy that turned into like a werewolf, right?
Yeah.
What do you know about werewolves?
A little bit of silver will take him down.
Okay.
George,
Have you ever seen one?
No, but it's part of the folklore.
Okay.
So when Carlos turns to Blake and following the conversation, and Blake pretty much hasn't taken his eyes off of Fournier.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm
it
sorry,
was
I can't hear
my intent that you would notice that. Right. So you said you're good at spying, and you said you're good at many things. We need to operate as a team. Yes.
That's what they told me.
You don't believe that we need to operate as a team?
You know, I've been in a lot of places and I've worked with a lot of people, and it really comes down to whether the team can cooperate with me.
So it's your way or the highway?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But there are specialties that I know, and if I ask someone to do something, I'm probably asking for a good reason.
So when you're vague about what your specialties are, that you're good at many things, how does that help us know how to know what you're good at?
Take me out and try me.
No, I will not put my life in your hands without you being specific about what you can, what your specialties are.
Then give me a target. Let me know what you want.
A target? A mission? An objective? Are you simply a killer?
Why does your mind go straight to murder?
Your choice of the word target.
Do you want to document? Do you want to know information? Do you want to know what a person looks like, what a person's doing, what a person wears, what a person's schedule is? Why did you go to murder first?
Because of your choice of words. And because...
Is it my choice of words because I don't speak your language well? Or is it my choice of words because the first thing you go to is bloodlust?
It could be the language. It could be bloodlust. That is something that we'll have to judge each other as time goes on. And I'm trying to get a measure of you. And the fact that you won't be specific, but just claim that you can do anything and everything makes me think that you're arrogant and that you're going to put this team at risk.
In French, I throw out a condescending insult.
Do you speak French?
No.
Okay. Do you speak Italian?
I chuckle.
I speak Latin.
You get the impression that what he said was insulting. You're not quite sure what he said, but it comes across that way.
What's the French insult?
I don't want to... If I would have wanted to say something...
Are you? What are
I
you
know
insulting
French,
about him?
so
What's that?
What are you insulting about
August
him?
is gonna
He's over- he's
chuckle, and I'm
being-
going to glare at you and call you out on it.
He's being overly cautious. Something that's insinuating he's being so cautious that he's being a jackass.
I'm
So-
sorry,
A wuss.
Astor,
probably.
Mr. What?
Do you speak
Garnier.
French?
Yes, I do.
Fournier.
There you go.
Fournier. Garnier.
Fournier. I would basically say, Mr. Fournier, it's not that we're being overly cautious, it's that we've had missions that have put our lives in jeopardy, and we don't want that any longer. So I caution you to take us seriously.
What is your end goal? I'm asking you in French.
In regards to...
Just as a note.
What is your end goal? That's my question, is what is your end goal? What
What-
are you trying to achieve?
Since this is going on
In
French, I've left
regards
the room.
to
Yeah,
being with...
okay.
being with this company, our mission, you're being vague again.
I'm asking you, as a person, what is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? What do you want to do?
Keeping my country safe.
Then let's go keep the country safe. What's the problem? If MI6, whoever, I don't care. They brought me in for a reason. I'm not necessarily here because I want to. I'm here doing what I'm supposed to do. Let me finish my mission. Let me finish my goal, and I'll help you finish yours.
What is your goal?
I'm not answering any more questions.
All right. Well, Ryan has left the room.
I would follow him if I wasn't tied in my bed because somebody keeps tucking
When
me
I
in.
was insulted in a
for your
language I didn't
health.
recognize, and the conversation proceeded in French, I left the room.
Well, Evelyn looks up to talk to Blake, and he's obviously not there. She looks at everyone else questioningly. Where did Blake go?
Oh, he left a while ago.
Did anyone else understand the conversation?
Oh, absolutely.
Carlos.
I don't speak French.
Basically, he's saying that he could help us accomplish our end goals as long as we help him accomplish his, which he will not divulge.
Fair enough. A certain amount of circumspection is good in a spy.
Well, with the information that we've recently received, I'm very cautious to trust others.
You shouldn't. That's my point. We are doing something different now. I was a soldier and a pilot, and now I'm forced to become a spy and a saboteur. You were a college girl.
Yes?
Now you must become a spy. It's a different kind of fighting.
So it's trust without trust.
Yeah, precisely. Information is the currency in this game, not honor.
It's like
Some ways that makes it more honest.
How much of this can I actually follow? Because again, I'm not great at English.
As much as you want in character.
You can follow most of it.
Okay.
Carlos speaks a broken enough English that he's slowed down enough that you're picking up on what he's saying.
Okay.
It's like the Frenchman said. It's all comes down to what we're fighting for. You're fighting for our country. I'm fighting for you.
I want to kill Nazis.
I answer him in Spanish. That sounds great.
That works for me. None of us, prior to this point, were trained as spies beyond several weeks or months. I think that this one might be more steeped in the field, and that's something that we need. You probably don't trust him. He probably doesn't trust you. That's probably correct. Doesn't mean we can't work together.
Yeah, but then if I'm always watching my back,
You
should be.
always be watching your back, especially
how
with
can
what
I
we deal
accomplish
with.
the task at hand?
I'm going to try to quietly exit the room. Like, without being really noticed while they're talking amongst each other.
Okay.
Should we make a roll for
Oh,
that?
I don't care if he
Right.
leaves, so
No, I mean, you
No.
guys are going to notice that he just leaves the room. It's not like...
Right. I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm intentionally leaving very, very quietly.
Yeah.
Stepping out without noticing.
I wouldn't say anything.
Well, you have to go out to assassinate the.
Right. That is my point. The kind of war we are fighting now, you should always be watching your back. Especially now seeing that he's left. We're dealing with the supernatural. So one day your uncle could come to you. One day it can be something else wearing your uncle's face. We all must be very cautious. That said, I think that this man is better at the things that we need to be good at than we are.
Well, each of you has your own military experience, and I'll follow your lead.
One thing I've learned in war is you don't always have to like the guy next to you. Hold on. I go over to the gurney, and I tuck the professor in a little bit tighter because he looks like it might be coming loose, and I don't want him falling out and hurting himself.
He's not a professor.
Whatever. It's for your health, I say.
In Carlos's mind, he already is a professor.
I don't know, man. He's read a lot of
Doomed.
books. I'm just going to keep calling him the professor. I don't care.
How did you know what I wanted to do when I got out of this war?
So, what is your guys' plan? What are you going to go to Vienna? Or are we looking for another option?
I vote we go to Vienna. I mean, I have business to take care of. I left this poor shopkeep in charge of a store that she has no idea how to run.
Is it a he or a she?
Oh, it's a she.
Okay, because you said poor shopkeep. He has no.
Wait, you're really worried about
Their gender match.
you're really worried about the status of your business in Vienna?
Yeah, it's a business.
Okay.
That's so Augustus. I love it.
Carlos is like shocked by this. All right.
How do you think the wealthy get wealthy?
You're not in the room.
I thought this was later.
This can be later.
Deciding.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say okay, because we do need to talk about this as a group. I would. Okay, let's talk to Blake first privately. It's the two of us.
Okay, privately.
Yeah. So we need to talk about our next steps.
Yes.
I think that we need to go to Vienna. I think we need to take this man with us.
Fournier.
Yes.
I don't trust him.
I don't particularly either. I don't think we should. But I think he might be good at getting us in and out of places much better than we are. He's trained for it and perhaps a natural at it.
I trust you. As long as you and I are of an understanding that we don't trust him and that we have a level of trust with each other, I'm willing to go forward with that.
I can work with that. Okay, so now we can all meet as a group.
You made this one way harder on yourself.
Well, no,
It's your
so
own fault.
that seems like consensus, though. We're all going to Vienna then, right?
Yeah.
That seems
Yeah.
good. Okay, so let's go to Vienna.
Did you guys want to talk before you guys go, George?
Yeah, I was asking about the kinds of pastries they have there.
Besides the pastry conversation.
We can have that conversation on the trip.
Tell us background about this guy and where we might find him and what kind of planning we need to do. I'm going to look to my good friend Professor Ottoman over there.
Ehrlichman?
You.
Who are you trying to find?
Ehrlichman.
Ehrlichman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is who we're trying to find, yes. That is why we're going there, not to wrap up your business.
This whole podcast is a raving success. I'm so glad we've been doing this 4 years.
Well, my focus now is trying to figure out what the name of this freaking pastry is.
Cinnamon bun?
No, but it looks like that kind of if you flatten it. Mary Girl cake. That's Chinese. Don't worry about that. That's for me. I'm not. We need to talk about the professor.
On a different note from the professor, I will also want to stock up on ammunition and supplies.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I will definitely give him a rundown on what the good doctor looks like.
Okay.
What's he look like?
I don't care what he. Okay, I don't care what he looks like.
We're looking for him. You guys need to know what he looks like.
There we go.
He looks like a doctor.
I'm keeping tabs on everyone, just kind of watching and paying attention. I'm watching like what they eat, what their routines are, how often they're eating.
Right now it's trail mix.
Good job. I appreciate that. But I mean, I really want to see how set in their routine they are day in and day out.
You guys can answer that. How set in your routine are you day in and day out?
So we're traveling by train, is that correct?
You guys take a boat to Vienna and then train from Vienna Venice, and then train from Venice to Vienna. That's your answer to how you're getting there.
And perhaps an appropriate turn of phrase, I religiously follow my schedule.
Sorry, I lost it. I'm sorry.
It's so
Were
rare
there
when George
words
breaks.
there? Were there words in that little bit there?
No, I just totally lost my train of thought. What are we doing? We're on a train, and are we supposed to be telling him our schedules?
Yes, he wants to know if you stick to your daily schedule.
I'm not asking. I'm studying everyone. I want to know I want to know how set in their schedule they are, what they're doing day in and day out, what you're eating, what are the kind of habits you have.
Exclusively pastries and sausages, a lot of coffee, cigarettes, a lot of time reading.
How often do you bathroom?
Are you talking about like number one or like bathing? Which I don't know if they'd have that on a train.
Yeah, they would.
Cool.
Yeah, all of it. I want to know how often you're cleaning, how often you're showering. I mean, you don't have to tell me exactly like day in and day out, but I want to be aware of what they're doing on a schedule day in and day out.
How would you know when I go take a bath?
Because when you
Wouldn't
come out
it
and
be
your
in my
hair's wet.
suite? Wouldn't it be in
Yeah,
like,
but if
my
you come
own
out and your
little-
hair's
Come out and
wet.
get some ice, we'll know.
Well, every time you go to the bathroom, Carlos points at you and says, "Look, she's going to the bathroom."
No, but there's gonna be a spot for them to go, like to the restroom. There's gonna be a spot in a commode.
So
I'm not gonna
Fournier
hover
is
outside
just
the commode, but like,
sitting
Wait,
outside the bathroom the entire train
No,
ride
but I'm
with a
paying-
notebook.
He is a
no,
Frenchman.
I'm paying attention, like how often you get up and you have to leave. I'm just a lot of attention to these kind of details with your schedule day in and day out.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, basically that's what I'm doing. I'll be talking with October, trying to understand, like, where is his, probably with Blake too, like, where is this in, where's his shop in Vienna? Where are this professor's haunts? Like, trying to formulate, like, a vague plan for when we actually get there.
Was he a part of the club?
He was.
Okay.
Is.
What club?
There's a study group I'm a member of.
Oh, really? I'd like to hear about that.
Yeah, it's the Sphinx Reading Club.
Oh, okay, sure. Tell me more.
Oh, it's mostly just kind of study some occultish stuff, things like that. We
Right,
talk
yeah.
about werewolves.
Well, we've learned all about that, so perhaps you could
Yes.
tell us more about your studies.
Well, there's a store. Do we actually do this at the store owner's shop?
No, there's
Is the store owner a part of this?
the Sphinx Reading Club meets at a former residence that's been turned into a gentleman's club.
In the old sense,
Not
like the Harvard Club.
Like,
So what do you
does
think
that mean?
of the treaties about?
Okay, so you're studying occult stuff. Like
Yes.
what? We're all trying to learn more about that since that's
Atlantis,
what we're combating.
things like that. That's how I met Dr. Ehrlichman.
Do you have who else is in this club?
I hate you.
Well, there's Dr. Ehrlichman. There's George. There's
Okay,
John.
well, that's
Rob,
weird.
Bill.
Is any of these other people members
Nope.
of it?
Matthew, Mark, Luke.
I just give out generic Vienish names of people. I wasn't really close with a lot of them.
Are any of these people political?
No,
Involved in any political organizations?
not that I know of. Are they?
You know that some of them are organized into a quote unquote resistance, but that resistance comes in the form of wearing typical Viennese clothing that is against the social and so they're wearing lederhosen. And they go around wearing lederhosen, which is not in style whatsoever, but is traditional in Vienna to wear.
They're softballing a resistance.
That's a good way to put that.
Resistance to the National Socialists?
Yes,
Okay.
but other than that, no. There's no real major movers or anything a part of it.
Did you find anything of value?
Not overly. But there's some people in there we might be able to talk to about things.
The Sphinx Club does have things, quote unquote, of value, but nothing that he is aware of that is connected to.
There is a bookstore I know of. What's the name of the occult bookstore? It's ran by Pretzel.
Pardon me?
What is it? Porsche?
Price.
Price. Ernst.
Ernst Price
Ernst Price.
runs a bookstore that has occult books.
Yes.
All right.
But he's not overly... He seems dodgy.
Right. He knows you.
Yeah, we wouldn't like people that are dodgy.
No.
It does not have a name. Literally does not have a
The
name.
nameless bookstore.
It is the bookstore on the corner of 3rd Street?
Sure. In Vienna.
Yes. What is
At some point during the trip,
9th Street?
What?
when,
I don't know any German numbers.
when Carlos and I are alone,
Mhm.
I make a casual comment to him. You realize we're going to die on this trip.
Well, the good news is that dying is only temporary, apparently.
Amen.
So you're keeping track of what all we do, right? Other than when I'm talking with him or the casual conversations, I'm pacing a lot. I draw, I paint, I go to the bathroom whenever I feel like it. There's no real set schedule for that. I seem incredibly bored.
Noted.
All right. You guys arrive in Vienna.
I keep physically active.
It'd be dope would be like going to the roof of the train and throwing off tin cans and shooting them.
Too bad you don't have a cowgirl with you.
Yeah. I'm out my machine gun to the roof of the train, start firing wild. Yeah.
So you'd come into Vienna, probably mid-morning.
Choo choo.
It's the 3rd of October.
Ha!
No.
Ha!
Why are we laughing? Oh,
Two characters named October.
it's probably. I take that back. It's probably more like the 7th of
Too late. It
The
is the
10th
3rd of
month.
October.
the 7th of the 10th month.
It was the 3rd of October.
Oh, before we get there, by the way,
course, yeah.
my name's Ansel Stormhenberg.
What? Oh, your name in Vienna.
Yes.
Okay.
Stormhenberg.
Sorry, say that again.
Stormhenberg.
What was the first one?
Ansel.
Ansel.
Ansel
Ansel.
Ansel.
Storgenberg.
Ansel.
What?
Ansel.
Ansel Storgenberg?
Stormhenberg.
Storhenberg. Are you a Dr. Storhenberg?
No.
No.
He's not a professor either.
Yet.
You're and your cover identity is you're an Austrian art store owner.
I'm kind of a failed painter. That's why I opened up a supply store. Because that's where the real money is. You got to sell the supplies. You don't sell your artwork.
I mean, Picasso sold his artwork.
Not very well.
He would have made a lot more money selling the paint he was using. The money's in the supply.
Okay, so you guys arrive. Where is your first stop, Jesse?
I'm going to my store.
Not going to your home?
Oh, what time of day is it?
Mid-morning.
It's mid-morning.
Yeah, I'll go home.
Okay.
Are you doing that without discussing that plan with us?
Hey, I'm going to go to my house and make sure everything's in order.
Yeah, that's
Y'all wanna
important.
tag along?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. So the group of you go to
Do I
your...
believe that Carlos is being sincere?
Carlos is like just. I don't know, he seems a little giddy.
So you go to your home.
Well,
Oh, nope, never mind.
no. I'm not going to make this easy. That's my goal in life. To not make things easy. Since we don't know for sure if your cover is blown or not, the only thing I want to do is approach your abode with caution. Perhaps one of us who shouldn't be known in Vienna to a large degree should approach it.
Nah, it should be noted that you guys have all been given cover identities.
Another one?
Not you.
Okay.
The other part of the group have been given cover identities of some form or another. All of you are German or Austrian in some way. Unless you speak Italian way better than the two of those, and then you can be Italian. Okay. So Rob's character is Italian. I don't care what the character's or what the cover's names are. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to play 20 minutes of us figuring out names. That is not a fun game. It is not a fun game.
So I can pick my name and
Yeah,
you'll be
go
okay
for
with
it. Yeah. As long
My
as it's
name
appropriate.
is Evelyn.
Okay, Shirley can't pick her own name. If your cover name is Brian Blake, I'm choosing your name for you, Phil.
Can I pick her name for her?
My alias?
Yeah.
Hans Gruber.
Evelyn's not a very German name.
Evelyn.
No.
What?
So I passed muster.
What?
So my name is.
Hans Gruber.
Passmaster.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't care if it's Hans Gruber. I just don't want it to be Evelyn.
Something generic. I'm not thinking one up.
Okay. They're really good at this, John. This is why I didn't write anything down.
I volunteer to follow women or follow into his house.
Wait.
Actually,
women.
I like the idea of somebody looking at it from a distance and making sure, hey, you're a spyish kind of a guy, wouldn't you? Here's the address. Can you go see if like somebody's in there or if it's on fire?
So I'll scope it out then.
Okay, so I need you to. So you're going to head down the street.
I want
Right.
to be in a position where I can watch this. I
Do you
don't
want to
wanna
go
just
with
set
him,
them off.
like the two of you, to go together,
I'm not
or
going in, no.
no? Well, not. He's not going in yet either.
Are there any?
No, he's just going to scope out.
Are there any
outside of-
cafes in the area?
Not directly on the street, but you could be walking from one area, one commerce area to another, where there would be.
Before he approaches the home,
Yeah.
I'd like to be in a position where I can observe both the home and his approach to it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you approach. What are you looking for, Rob?
I'm just looking for anything suspicious, anything that would stand out to me.
Give me a spot hidden.
That was really bad. I'm 93.
Okay.
70.
Okay, and then give me an espionage.
Got it. 2975.
Okay, you don't learn anything from those rolls. The espionage is more to make note of the things that are where they're at now, so that if they're moved later, you would recognize that and notice it. The house doesn't, the house doesn't seem disturbed. The door's shut. It's not like there's big red tape over it or anything. Everything seems pretty okay. The for the middle of the morning, the neighborhood is a little quiet. You don't see any like housewives moving around to or from market or anything like that. But who knows? You know, it could just be that it's that day of the week or whatever. But everything seems okay. As far as Blake, what you see, you can give me a spot hidden. There are 3 German snipers on the... No.
5.
Okay.
Which is
He passes by the house twice. The first time going from across the street, he goes past it. He doesn't seem to look at the house, if that makes any sense. But it's clear that he is... Since you're watching him and you're watching what he's doing, it's clear that he's observing it without observing it. He comes back from the opposite way on the same side of the road as the house. When he gets close to the house, he stops and ties his shoe, stands back up, and keeps walking. You can't quite tell, but you're gonna you guess that he's observing the house from a closer distance at that time. Doesn't seem to be, but he's very smooth about it. He doesn't seem to have any kind of issues there. So you ride back with the group, and everything seems fine.
All right, I go home.
Okay. You go inside. House is a little musty. It's been a couple of weeks. You've got a little bit of mail piled up. Not a big deal.
Since it's kind of musty and dusty, there's not like footprints anywhere.
No. And it's not like there's like layers of dust either. This is just it's not been aired out.
It was still locked and secure.
Yeah. I need you to roll espionage though. It's alphabetical.
Barely.
Okay.
62 under 65.
Okay. When you approach the house, you do notice that one of your plants has been moved, as you have asked others in the other contacts you have here to move if they have a note for you. A quick look without actually studying it might have been a couple of days ago that it got moved.
Do I know which one I assigned to this plant?
Yeah, it would be Weber.
Weber? Do I know how to reach Weber? Would he be at the cafe?
He'd be at the
or
cafe,
he'd
yeah.
be at the cafe. So,
So you go through the house, though?
yes,
Okay.
I do make sure I do quick run through.
Are
make
you
sure
going to pull
there's-
everything that's there, or are you leaving it there?
I don't want it with me.
Why do you want to leave it behind? That's the better question.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of other identities that I have here, and I don't want them discovered, and I don't want them on me when I am discovered.
I think that it would be safe to say that prior to this, we would have likely discussed, or I would have lobbied for, that when you return to your home, you return so alone, with us observing, definitely with me observing, and that this is going to be a one-time trip, because since they are likely already on to you, the more times we return to this residence, the more risk we're at. We can discuss as a group whether or not everyone agrees with that, but that would be Blake's push.
It's got my vote.
Yeah. I will collect all of my things that are transportable.
Okay.
All of the money that I have stored away.
Money, guns,
Yeah.
IDs.
Gold, girls.
Yeah. Hookers. Well,
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. All the seasons of Golden
Yeah, you
Girls.
gotta have all your DVDs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Someone's got to
The
keep me through the
BVDs.
night.
Okay. So you pack everything up and head out. Brian, you don't notice anything other than, like I said earlier, the neighborhood's a little quiet for what you would expect.
And that he's got HD DVD, not Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
Do I know of
confusing.
any? Do I know anybody like on the streets? Or
You've
anything like
met a
that,
couple
or-
of your neighbors.
I'll
who've
make
been
sure
friendly.
I wave at them and seem as
You don't
friendly as I
see
normally.
you don't
Oh.
really see anybody.
Are they typically out?
They've been friendly-ish. So, like, had you just come home from a long trip, you'd expect one or two of them to come out and say hi, but you don't see anybody. It could be that they're out. Though it could be that they're not paying attention. There's a bunch of stuff.
but that's not likely.
Not many.
I'm gonna go back to where I
Cheapest thing in the
left
store, they
the
call it.
guys.
Okay.
There was a message left at the house that I need to go to the cafe and meet with an associate. He's left a message for me.
Great. What's the message?
I don't know. That's what I need to go find out what the message is. The message was he has a message for me.
Who is this associate?
Weber.
Oh, right.
You could tell him a little more than that.
Well, he asked who he was. I just said who he was. He's a British
MI6 agent.
agent. SIS.
SIS agent. whatever.
SIS agent.
Would it be?
But he's a good chap.
Good.
Would it be possible that any of us could accompany you?
Yeah.
The cafe is such that it is popular, especially this time during the day. If you came in waves, shouldn't be an issue.
Let's go get some tiny coffees.
Actually, Vienna has a special kind of coffee. It's called the Einspanner. It is very decadent and chocolate filled with literal chocolate pieces in the top. That's a much better picture.
Okay.
like a
Einspanner
dessert.
is a very dessert coffee, but is also what the Viennese drink that is not German. Is very non-German. It's almost a Swiss thing.
Yeah.
But it's very centralized to Vienna.
And the good news is for listeners of the show, we are offering 10% off at EinsheimerRiker.com.
Hey, look, I spent like an hour researching this. 'cause
No,
it's
no,
in the
and
module.
that's saying is that's going to be a good benefit because for getting an Einspanner.com, they can get 10% off using this code, massivnyarlathotopnerdsdomain.org
Okay,
on the
so-
website.
So
All your Einspanner needs
So
will
you
be
guys-
fulfilled
you guys are heading to the hotel
on
Google
the website.
Hupf
The hotel.
Cafe Google Hupf.
Is that anywhere near my shop?
It's a short walk.
I'll
You
take-
guys head on over there. I need to swing by the shop and
Great. Do you recommend
fire
any of
somebody.
these so-called Ike spanners? Einspanners?
Oh, they're great.
Great. Let's get 6.
Your
Each.
contact isn't going to meet with us.
No. Just stay at the cafe and I'll be there shortly.
Good.
I definitely give Carlos a very quizzical look at that.
Carlos is just chuckling to himself.
If
If we all go to the
confident
shop,
go-
if we all go to the shop together, it's going to look very suspicious. I need to get an associate out of the store before it is caught also, and she is brought into something she shouldn't be.
I've already started walking towards the shop.
His shop
No, the cafe.
or the cafe? Okay.
I don't argue that you should approach it and enter alone, but to go without someone covering you from a distance seems risky.
You go with October. I'll go with Fournier.
Garnier.
Is that agreeable?
that's perfectly fine.
October?
Where's the other October?
I don't know. Where is the other October?
I'm just standing around watching everyone.
Who are you going with?
I will follow behind you. I have my sketch pad out all the time, so I'm just sketching everything.
So I'm going to tail in the least conspicuous way possible. October.
So I'll be
I'll give
following
you-
behind.
I'll give you a
sketching
few
guys.
minutes to take up a position before I go into
And then I'll try to get
Store.
to a high vantage point to watch the store.
Okay. You take a point across the street as Mr. October goes in, and that's you kind of stand there and watch. It is a busy-ish area. Jesse, you notice that there are less people than you would expect. Again, you expect 10 or 15 people out at any point in time. There's maybe half that. This is a bad business day for you. Like you could see, like this is not normal
for this time of day and this day.
for this time
also.
of day, this time of year. Like you should have people here. But you go into the store. The store's open, like it should be.
That's good.
Meanwhile, once you go inside, Mr. Blake, you notice a gentleman see you. He recognizes. There's a look of recognition, and then he calmly approaches you.
Do I recognize him?
No,
Okay.
not really. He roll. Or I don't know. You don't have any of that. Never mind. I'm good. Don't worry about it.
As he approaches,
Yep.
since it sounded like we came armed,
Mhm.
I will have my hand in the least conspicuous way possible
On your gun,
on my weapon.
maybe in your pocket. Because
Yeah.
it's October in Austria. It's not warm, so kind of in your pocket, just hands in.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So go ahead. You know that his alias is Hans Gruber. I hope you can remember that. Hans Gruber. And you don't have to have an alias. You can go by your real name.
Greetings, Mr. Gruber. My name is Edmund Grave.
Edmund is not your name. It's Valentine.
Valentine, sorry.
It's in your background.
No,
I
it's
wrote
not.
it down.
I
Maybe
read
it's
it
not.
like 3 times.
Maybe it's not.
Valentine Grave.
I'm assuming I don't recognize that.
Do you have institutional lore?
No, I didn't.
That's fine.
It is something that's in my skill set, but I didn't train in it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, you are not familiar with the name.
I'm sorry. I don't place you. I don't recall our meeting.
We
Is
are
that your thing in character?
sure. Yeah, he reaches up and tugs his ear. We are associated through the church. We have not met formally, but I have been told about you.
I had been told that I might be approached. How does this day find you, brother?
Fairly well.
How can I help you today?
Well, actually, it is I that has come to help you. I have been asked to assist you in any way that you may need me to.
I'd like to roll psychology
Sure.
to see if I
Yeah.
21 over 15.
Yeah, seems good.
Do you see that shop over there?
Yes?
Could you go and peruse what is going on in there and then meet me at location blah 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 2 hours from now.
You want the cafe, or you want a separate location?
A separate location.
Okay.
But basically what I want to be is, oh, look, he came and talked to me on the street, and he's going to go into the shop, and he's going to come back and talk to me. Like, I want to just have him go in and observe, and then we can rendezvous later and not be so obvious that I sent him in there.
Roll knowledge for me.
39.
Knowledge is a very, very top.
Under 75.
Okay, yeah. You know, in just a general, like, you picked it up in geography class or whatever, Vienna is known for one of its parks. I don't know the name of the park. I'm not going to go look it up. Okay. But it would be an easy enough place for two people to meet that wouldn't be weird. Even with it being a little colder, it's not that bad.
That's
big
the
of a deal.
place.
So it's also somewhere that can be watched. So when he shows up and tries to murder you, you can have your friends with guns, and they'll, kill him then.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, Johnny, does Grave go into the store?
Yes.
Okay.
I had figured this is how they distracted the person watching.
Jestin, you come into the store. Your worker is kind of tidying. Not really, like, the store's in good, tidied condition, but she's still tidying. Like, as though she needs something to do.
Yeah.
When you entered, she seems pleasantly surprised. And says, "So, how are you?"
Pretty good. Nice to see you again, Miss Vienna.
Yeah, Miss Vienna.
It is a popular name for people.
Well, that's fine.
During the time period. Do we have a back room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I talk with you in the back? Is there a lot of business currently? I'm gonna look around.
No, we've not had a lot of business. We can talk about it in the back room.
Okay.
Okay. So she follows you into the back room.
I need you to not get overly excited. But here is a large chunk of money.
How much are you giving her? Like 3 weeks salary, 4 weeks salary?
It's a chunk.
6 months?
Like a couple of years salary.
Oh.
You said the FBI was.
No, that's fine.
Quite a
That's
bit.
fine. I wanted to get an idea. That's
why
probably.
I said don't get overly excited.
That's probably the majority of your money.
That's fine.
Okay, just want to give you that idea. She looks at it and looks at you and then looks back at it.
I just need you to never come back to work and act as if this place never existed. I'm sorry. It's been great knowing you.
Jesse, you're the best spy ever.
Oh, yeah.
She takes the money and starts to, like, put it in her purse. I don't know, whatever she's got.
A briefcase.
Right.
Suitcase.
Several
I
satchels.
just slide her the duffel bag that I was carrying it in.
Right. Well, the shop has been quiet. You should know that the SS have been through a couple of the commerce areas in town and have arrested or beaten shop owners. The streets in Vienna have been quiet lately. It's gotten bad. But I don't know who you are. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. And she just walks out.
But before you go, I highly suggest leaving the country.
That's good advice from a stranger. Good day, sir. She leaves. Good Lord. Here's 90 grand. We never saw each other. Oh,
Wait, she's making $45K a year?
he said 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's like $30K a year. As a shopkeep? Well, I don't know. You hand her like $5.
Inflation.
Here's a straw penny. Take care of yourself.
These are Reichsmarks.
Oh,
Oh,
and
well,
don't tell no one you know
Oh,
me.
if they're Reichsmarks, you hand her like 4 billion Reichsmarks.
No, that's the old ones.
I know. Yeah, she leaves quickly.
As I go to leave, I'll grab like 3 or 4 sketchbooks and just
You
walk
empty the
out.
register, I assume?
Yeah.
You take anything of value, of large value, I assume.
I don't necessarily want it to. No matter what, it's going to look like somebody just abandoned this place because we're just abandoning this.
You could
place.
just burn it down.
Ooh, I could.
Gonna say that.
What kind of insurance do I have on this shop?
Well, you have to be around to claim it, FYI.
We've got a demolitions expert on our hands now.
You probably do have a protocol for an abandoning this place to take
Protocol
them.
4, abandoning the store.
Taking-
Activate the ghost protocol.
Yes, that's exactly. You probably have been told that if
That
you
way
have
they'll
to
come in
abandon
and clean it out. And,
Yeah.
Wars order.
yeah. I will take
Order
some
66.
whatever's of value, some painting supplies for my niece.
Okay. Okay.
Order 86 is when it's off the menu, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh my god. Okay. So
is there anybody else in the store now that
No.
I'm starting to leave?
nope.
Good. Then I will lock the door behind me
Okay.
and just head out.
All right. Well, that will do us tonight for the Nerds Domain Presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts,
I got 2 notes.
and we will talk to you guys real
Do it
soon.
for us tonight on the Nerds Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Remember, you can email us at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or find us on facebook.com/nerdsdomain, on Twitter @nerdsdomain, or over at our site nerdsdom.com. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter while you're there. You can head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. We want to thank Josh Shop for our music. Don't forget you can support us at patreon.com/nerdsdomain. And check out our shirts at slashloot.com.